Welcome to
House of Whimsical Terror.
I'm Esther.
I'm Mary.
And we're coming to you today from Tucson, Arizona.
And we're telling real stories of the fantastical.
And all of our stories are true or told to us as true.
Occasionally we alter names to protect privacy.
And we do the same for some of the places. And today's story is Haunted College Part 1. Yes, we were in such a haunted college that it needs numerous parts.
That's right.
And you're going to tell us a little bit about the history of this place.
Yes, I am. So, St. Michael's College in New Mexico was established in 1859 by the De La Salle Christian Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
In 1874, it received a charter from the territorial legislature, and it was the oldest chartered college in New Mexico.
I did not know that. Did you know that?
I did not.
It's old. In 1878, the main building was completed on the old Santa Fe Trail. And in the 1940s, it opened as the Bruns Army Hospital for returning GIs from World War II that had mental instability and needed neuropsychiatric care, and focusing on those with the most severe needs.
Yes. And strangely, I thought you were all sitting right here with us because you feel like you are here with us, and forgot to mention that we have a very special guest. We have Kim with us again.
Yes, we do.
She
Hello.
is a returning guest, and we were at the College of Santa Fe together.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary visited several times, so she
Yes.
has stories. And so we're going to talk about this college that Mary just gave us the history of when it was in its incarnation of the College of Santa Fe.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. And makes me think of when you start to bring up the Bruns Hospital
Mm-hmm.
for the mentally ill
Yes.
or the very stricken soldiers were
Mm-hmm.
sent back. Some were even German, and I think they were.
Interesting.
From what I understand, I'm sure there's evidence of it somewhere that they were put there because they had the mental problems as well,
Mm-hmm.
like their American counterparts. So they were German prisoners who were sent there, and it is told that in that hospital, which was a series of barracks
Right.
that are still on that campus, and were on that campus when we were there,
Yes, definitely.
and not all of them are still there, but they were all there when we were there.
Even the cafeteria
The
was...
cafeteria was, yes,
Oh,
yeah, in the old barracks.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and they had all been hospital rooms and keeping areas. There was a chapel placed in there, a small Catholic chapel.
I think that's what we call the small chapel.
The small
right?
chapel, yes,
Mhm.
because there was a larger one, and then there's in Santa Fe itself. There's a cathedral. So, what would go on? The biggest, one of the most
A legend.
legends that you hear about when you're at St. Michael's or College of Santa Fe is the story of a nurse
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
who worked there in that hospital,
Yes.
Right.
and her name was Medina.
Yes.
And it is said that one night she was doing her work, and most likely there's not many other people up and out and working with her, because
Right.
at night work, as we know, in hospitals and other
Everywhere.
places,
Yeah. It's a
You're
skeleton crew.
it's a skeleton crew. And Medina was there, and she was working, and it is said that a patient who had no control and who lost it attacked her,
Mm-hmm.
murdered her, slit her throat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they say he took her head off. He probably had some kind of flashback and thought he was still in the war
Right.
in World War II
Yeah.
and mistook her for an enemy soldier.
It could be. It could be. And that she was beheaded. Yes. So when we were there was a night of a Medina night, which happened in late September.
Yes, late September every year there was Medina night. People would take sleeping bags and blankets and pillows, and they would be out like near the barracks or in the barracks, or there was another place that was like a fallout shelter that some people had a key to, and they would go in there.
Yeah.
Weird
Yeah.
things happened in there. I don't remember what all happened in those, but I heard some scary stories. I just don't remember them enough to tell them.
Yeah. And people. So we would. That's what you kind of camp out for a while, and see if you see Medina, but the real way to see Medina was not to be out in the courtyards or in the on the trails, on the sidewalks, was to be in those barracks.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
And, yeah.
And she stopped showing up on Medina night, I think, because there were so many people
Yeah.
there waiting for her, and it probably, disturbed whatever the what do you call it? The essence of the veil, or I don't know
yeah.
what.
Yeah, and also the veil was not as thin at certain times, but
Mm-hmm.
it gets fairly thin later in the night.
Yeah.
Yes.
So.
So people had seen her
Mm-hmm.
walking the barracks. Some people saw her like turn her head at an unnatural angle and talk to them.
That's right. And there was a time
Yes.
when we went for a walk
Yes.
in the
Yes. So these barracks, like the barracks would lead to, like actual offices and rooms, but there were all these weird, like long hallways that led to like nothing really. I mean, eventually, if you go through the maze, you would get to an office or a
the
room,
cafeteria.
Right.
But otherwise, there would be these very long. I'm talking like
long
acres long. of
with
just-
windows and railings.
Windows, railings, and these double swinging doors that you could leave every once in a while from.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first moved there, we had an experience.
We went. I think it was Medina night, or maybe we did it on a different night, thinking, she'll be out now. I don't know, but we decided we would go to the barracks.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're walking towards the barracks, am I right?
When we got in them, we heard someone walking on the roof over our heads.
That's right.
Yeah.
On our
Yeah.
On the roof.
right where we were walking, and we thought
It's someone pranking us.
somebody just messing with us.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I signaled to Kim, like whispering, I said, the next double doors, we are going to, you go out one end and I'll go out the other. So it's just a hallway. There's nothing on either end except for grass.
Yeah.
So we got to it. We ran out and looked up, like ready to catch one of our friends.
Yeah, one of our friends who we thought should be probably on the roof following us.
You can see the top of.
You don't need a big tall building at that point.
Right.
So, and there was nothing there, but something had been following, just from what we heard. And it wasn't our feet on the floor, it was above us.
Mm-hmm. Stomping on the roof.
Yeah, and
It was a strange place. Like Santa Fe, definitely. I think it's considered like one of the vortexes, and there's definitely energy captured there.
yes.
Your mom had really interesting abilities, and there's an earlier episode called "The Love is Visions" that you did for us. That's just amazing. She was an amazing woman. But tell us about the first time she came to visit you in the MLK dorms.
Well, so they were dropping me off the first when I first got there. I was a freshman, and they're getting rid of their youngest kid, and so we get there and we drive up, and my mom gets out of the car and she just kind of stands there for a little bit, and I'm like, okay, and I'm getting all ready, and getting ready, and I go in, and it turns out well, yada yada yada, and I go into school. But then later that year, I think it was during the holidays when I went back to Colorado, and my mom said, "Listen, I want to tell you something. That when how is it there for you in Santa Fe and in that hall? How is that?" And I said, "Oh, it's good. I was telling her about how great it was, and go do laundry, do all these great things, and see everybody." And she said, "Well, when we got there, I got out of the car, and as soon as my feet hit the ground in that place, by Martin Luther King Hall and St. Michael's Hall, there's something in that ground was not right. There were things in that ground, the vibe," she didn't say vibe, but to me it's that vibe or the energy from the ground that rises up through a person. Because we're always, I don't know if it's ever happened to you, but it happened to her. And it was one of the things that she had the ability to, she knew if she got out in some places, she was like, no, I don't think I'm going to go there. And in this, she had to leave her kid. And she said she thought later that it was part of of what had happened in this area. It was the that old Santa Fe Trail and all the trails, everything, you call it a trail in the West.
Yeah.
What has happened along there.
Right. And I had a similar experience walking. You would walk through the campus and then through a kind of a little alleyway and through the wall that separated the campus from, the rest of the city. And on the other side was the grocery store where we would go.
Right.
And I remember walking along, and every once in a while I would get this feeling that would come up through my feet. And it would be like euphoric. It would be this bizarre, like a tingling in my legs and then up through my body. And then I might take like another 10 steps and suddenly feel a feeling coming up through my body, and it would be of dread. It was very strange. It was like stepping in different places and having extreme feelings.
Yeah.
Similar to what Eleva felt.
Yeah. And if you said it's that vortex, sort of labeled as some sort of a vortex place,
Right.
that can be.
Right. And I mean, I always say the land holds the stories, because it does. It holds the histories of the things that happened there. And your mother was so sensitive.
She was. She
Yeah.
was. She had that.
Now we were in St. Michael's Hall, but we moved over to MLK Hall during the summer work for the National Theatre of Great Britain.
Yes.
And we decided to stay in the dorms for the summer because it was super inexpensive.
Yeah.
But we couldn't stay in our own dorms. We could only stay in this one section of MLK. So we were there and trying to make it kind of nice, like, our other dorm room was nice. And you had set up, you had
cool.
this, yeah.
You were so cool.
And it was this great red brick building. I liked that building. I just didn't like living there because you had to walk down the hall to the bathroom.
Right.
So you had this giant glass and metal framed poster of the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey clowns. Do you remember this?
Oh, Lord.
Clowns in the haunted college.
Right.
Yes,
Just
it's been
asking
clowns
for
in
it.
Haunted College.
And it was huge. It was like
That's
maybe
right.
3 feet tall by 4 feet across.
Probably like 3 or by 5.
It
by
was
5.
massive.
big.
Like it was this
It was
half the
circus
size of the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you had put it up, you'd put it up securely. It had been there for a while. And this one night, we were doing something, and you had been sitting on the bed just beneath the poster.
Yeah, that bed where I had hung the poster by. Yeah.
Yes, and we were doing something, I don't know what we were doing, but I'm like, oh, come over here. You came over, you'd just been there, sat down, and we heard this loud crash.
That's right. Yeah, and shattered, all the glass and the metal and
Oh,
Seconds later, and it had been up for a couple days.
Yeah.
few days,
wow.
Yeah.
and it was just crashed. And the bed didn't touch it at all. And this is a solid brick building, so it's not like you
There wasn't
shook
an
it.
earthquake.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Santa Fe's not on a
No.
on a line for earthquakes.
No,
I don't
it
think
is
it
not.
could be. I don't know, but
I don't think so.
Yeah, and it was just this kind of, I don't know, that
it
like
just went.
yeah, like mocking almost, like look what I could have done.
Oh.
Yeah.
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 So much of that.
Yes. Another night in that same room, it was hot and we had the
Oh God.
windows open. There wasn't any air conditioning or coolers, were there?
No. And we weren't mod enough to have like a fan in.
Right.
Let's buy a fan from Kmart or something. And
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, no. We would keep the window open. It's summer in Santa Fe, which isn't terrible. I mean, they don't have terrible, or they didn't back then. Who knows now? But we were still awake, but the lights were out, and we could hear what sounded like someone climbing up the side of the building. And I thought, oh, they're like climbing up through like windows or something. But we're on the third floor.
Third floor, brick building,
Mm-hmm.
no stairs,
No stairs.
no metal.
Yeah, no stairs on the outside, no metal. It's just a flat wall. And the windows are small. I would say the window's probably like maybe 2 feet wide by maybe
Like maybe
3 feet tall,
Yeah,
if
not-
that.
2 by 3. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
short.
Sure, there was small window, the only window, and we're on the third floor, so you're talking about the window below it is going to be pretty far down. So we both ran to the window to see what was going on. We could hear what sounded like a man, like panting, like he was.
Oh, not scary at all.
Yeah, no, that's neat tonight.
Yeah, like he's exerting himself
Oh,
to climb up. And we looked down, there's no one there. And we stayed there so stunned because we could still hear it, like the sound of someone climbing on nothing, because there's nothing to really climb on. And we could hear it, we heard it kind of pass by us on the window and keep
Yeah.
going up. I don't know what it was, but that was one of the weirdest
Yeah,
things.
it was, and it was. I mean, probably didn't sleep.
No.
I mean, I don't remember if I slept, but I have grave doubts that I did.
Right, I do too.
You know,
Oh, I wouldn't sleep.
but I don't know if I would turn on the light. I don't know that we turned on the light, because if you turn on the light, whatever it is can see you.
Right? Exactly.
there is
And maybe it'll want the light. Maybe it'll be like, oh, I can go in. No, you can't.
Yes.
Right.
And to be clear, it's summer, so everybody's gone home. There was like, on that entire floor of dorms, it was just us. No one else
Yeah.
was in any of
Yeah.
the other rooms.
Wow.
If there was anyone in the floors below us, I don't know if there was one above us,
I'm not
but there
sure.
were, might have been 1 or 2 people. But other than that, it was just
Yeah.
us in that
Yeah.
room.
How terrifying.
But so many great things happened there that were kind of scary.
Great and
Yeah.
really scary.
Dorm stories. The last one we're going to tell today, and then stay tuned for part 2 because we're going to tell so many more stories. So this actually happened before I got there, and you told me this story
I did.
about your friend Nancy,
Yeah.
and she was in I think it was the MLK
It was
dorms.
that was in St. Michael's.
St. Michael's. Okay,
She was in St. Michael's,
all right.
and yeah, go.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell it like I hope I remember it correctly, and jump in if I've got it wrong. Of course, in dorms during the holidays, just about everybody goes home.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't go home, you are left alone in the dorms, and that happened to me. The 1 year I was there alone in the dorms. Usually the resident advisor stays, so he or she, if it's a girls' hall, stays behind because that's kind of their job, and they usually live there. It's kind of their residence, so the RAs are generally still there. Anyway, so the way you told me the story, I hope I have it right.
Oh, you got it.
Nancy was a roommate of her very best friend, and Nancy had to stay back for the holidays. I know how that feels. It's really eerie. It's very spooky because you were in these haunted dorms by yourself. So her friend felt really bad. She's like, I'm really sorry. I have to go home to my family. Otherwise, I would stay here with you. And Nancy's like, that's okay. Completely understand. So anyway, they hugged, and now Nancy is alone in the dorms. Everybody's gone. So she's very sad and feeling very abandoned.
Yeah.
And falls asleep. And she wakes up because her door opens at 10 o'clock at night.
And it was locked.
It was locked.
She, even though we were in dorms, we were told to lock your door.
Always.
So-
Always. Luckily, it was her friend, thank God. So her friend comes in and smiles at her, and she smiles back. She goes, you didn't go home. And her friend just nodded and unpacked all her stuff and got in bed. And she's like, oh, okay. So if anything terrible happens, at least I'm not alone. So she falls back to sleep, and she's delighted. And again, at probably 4 or 5 in the morning, someone knocks on the door. So she gets up, she goes to the door, and it's the resident advisor. And the resident advisor is looking really stricken and is kind of teary-eyed. And she said, Nancy, I'm really sorry to tell you this, but there was an accident last night at about 10 o'clock. And it turned out Nancy's friend was in a car accident and had passed away.
Oh.
Yeah.
And came back to be with her, which I think is so sweet.
That
is.
I will do that for either of you.
Thank you.
Oh,
If I
thank
die
you.
and you're scared
not-
You
and
can't go.
alone, I will come back.
Let's not
From
have that
death.
be necessary.
Oh no, I plan to haunt you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yes.
Back at you.
If I die
All
first,
right.
Yeah,
I'm-
right back at
Yeah.
you.
That's all right.
We'll go.
I'm gonna haunt you too.
yeah,
And that's so kind.
So kind.
And thoughtful.
yes.
And these are incredible stories. And I mean, I just can't believe you guys stayed there long enough to graduate.
Oh,
You know?
oh, we got more stories for you. Tune in
Yes.
next week because we do, and we are
Yeah.
not going to trick you like we by accident, like we did with the weird
Yeah.
sounds, and we waited 3 weeks for those.
Right, right.
That
Right,
was
Accidental.
because we had some glitches,
We
but
had, yeah, but we worked it out and we got it done. And
Right.
So
I
you know,
listened to it. It's great.
yeah, and
Yeah,
the
those
beauty
weird
beauty of House of Whimsical Terror is you just never know what's happening.
You
yes,
never know,
but we
'cause-
Yeah,
we try to
Yeah.
stick to our promises.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And for this one, you will next week hear more eerie stories.
yes,
of
at Haunted College.
Haunted College Part 2
Ah,
with Kim.
That's right.
We're
So,
here.
thank you all for joining us and for listening. Please come back, listen some more, and share it with your friends. But for now, so long, good friends. Until the next time when we meet back at the house.